welcome to class. For today, we are going to get going right into some movement. So no props are required today. So whenever you have your space to practice in, go ahead and meet me in downward facing dog. We're going to go ahead and get right into it, get our body moving, find some space right off the bat, and just feel how this downward facing dog feels, without really prepping the body, prepping your space, getting right into a pose that requires a little bit of effort. Turning the body on, finding some length right away. But as you come into downward facing dog, feel free to take your typical, your normal movements that you like to do first thing when you do come into this shape, or feel free to explore a bit of stillness. To close your eyes to observe your body and see how you're feeling coming onto your mat in this moment. This class is intended to create space to wake up the body, maybe first thing, maybe in the middle of the day, or maybe to just move around some energy after a long day, whatever or wherever you find yourself. Tune in, see how this feels to be here. And whether you are finding movement or stillness, I do invite you to close your eyes and be very intentional with your breath, sending it wherever it needs to be. And if you did find movement, go ahead and find your stillness here. And one more nice deep breath. And on your next inhale, big rise up onto the toes, lift those heels. Exhale, bend the knees to a hover, sit those hips back, gaze forward. And use this to ripple your spine all the way towards the top of the mat. Starting to open through the spine. Pause and integrate in that high plank. And then on the exhale, bend the knees, send the hips up and back. Waking up the spine, let's find 3 more rounds. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Lift those hips up towards the sky and ripple that energy through the spine until you make your way forward into that high plank to pause. Exhale, send the hips up and back. Move at your own pace. On that inhale, you're prepping to send your energy forward. Let it feel good. Allow it to create space. Open up the cobwebs in that rib cage. And then on the exhale, you're sending yourself back. Inhale. Makes you all nice and prepped until you send your energy forward to pause. On the exhale, you're sending yourself back. I lied one more round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Inhale, ripple. And pause. Exhale, send that energy back. Lift those hips up high towards the sky. Feel that energy all the way through the upper body. Maybe they feel a little bit tired putting all this weight through it right off the bat, right off the get-go. And that's why we're going to drop the knees nice and wide. Big toes to touch. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Find that child's pose. Let those arms stretch out nice and long. Feel that nice release through the upper body as you take your weight out of the hands. Taking big, deep belly breaths. And then gently press through the palms of your hand. Bring those knees together. And then bring the arms alongside your body. Find a nice embryo pose. Dropping the forehead to the earth, allowing the shoulders, the arms to melt alongside the body. And throughout today's class, feel free to close your eyes at any point. Taking advantage of moments to be introspective, to focus the attention inward onto your body. It's a nice, sure way to close off the world around you. And then go ahead, nice and slow, ripple the spine all the way up to a nice kneeling position. And roll those shoulders down and away from the ears. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, drive the elbows down towards the hips, cactus the arms. Back of the hands fall heavy as you pull the chest and heart up towards the sky. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, drive those elbows down. One more inhale, reach those fingertips back and up towards the sky. Nice tall spine. Exhale, drive those elbows down. Inhale, pull all that energy into heart center. Exhale. Settle into your space. Go ahead and come into tabletop position. Just take a few moments to roll over the wrists. So again, we came right onto our hands right from the beginning. So if you need a moment or two to work into that space more directly, feel free to flip the grip or flip the positioning of your hands to spin those fingertips out and back to face your knees. Find some circles, find some shifts forward and back. And always allow yourself some freedom to work through the spine as you see fit. And then go ahead and come back to that tabletop position. Inhale, reach that right leg back behind you. On the exhale, bring that right foot outside the right hand. Inhale, pull the hips forward, chest forward. Coming into that low lizard lunge. Exhale, send the hips back, lift those right toes. Ardha Hanuman half splits pose. Inhale, pull forward. Hips fall nice and heavy, feel that opening. Allow that right knee to softly and subtly open up towards that right side just to give yourself some space. Exhale, sit those hips back. Inhale, pull forward. Hands plant, tuck the back toes as you need to bring that right foot back to meet the left. Switching sides, inhale, left leg lifts. On the exhale, drive that left knee forward to bring the left foot outside the hand. Inhale, pull the hips forward, chest forward, coming into that low lunge. Hips fall heavy, pressing them down toward the earth. Exhale, send the hips back. Lift those left toes up towards the sky. Inhale, scoop that left heel down as you pull the body forward. Exhale, send those hips back. Inhale, pull forward. Linger here, let that left knee come open, but still staying grounded in the sole of that left foot. Just giving yourself a little extra space to really sink in. Let it feel good, keeping the spine tall. And then plant the palms. Left foot comes back down to meet the right. And then tuck those toes, lift those hips, come back into a downward facing dog. Finding a little bit more opening in the hips. See how this feels. And finding a nice little spinal wave here in this moment. So inhale, lift those heels. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. On the inhale, ripple the spine up to a high plank pose. Pause, feel the strength. Feel the push away from the earth. Exhale, bend the knees, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Find a nice deep breath. Draw that air in and send it all the way out. Take advantage of these opportunities to clear out all that stale air. And then roll over the toes, drop the knees, come back into that tabletop position. Strong and integrated to start. Inhale, lift that right leg back behind you. On the exhale, drive that right knee forward to bring the foot outside the hand. Inhale, draw those hips down, pull the chest forward. Exhale, send the hips back, right toes lift. Keep those fingertips drawing down towards the earth to keep your spine nice and long. So creating a little space through the upper back. Inhale, pull the body forward. Come into that low lunge. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, pull forward. Hips fall down and heavy. Exhale, press yourself back. Come into that Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, pull forward. Draw those hips down. Maybe it's a little easier to settle inside that right leg. Plant the left hand. Inhale that right arm up and over towards the sky as you find a twisted lizard lunge. Drawing that left hip down, but still staying strong in that left arm to keep you lifted. Exhale, right hand comes down towards the earth. Press through the hands to bring that right leg back to meet the left. Switching sides. Inhale, that left leg lifts. On the exhale, drive that knee forward to plant the foot outside the hand. Draw the hips down, pull the chest up and forward. Low lunge. Maybe finding a little bit more energy within the back of the back leg. So pressing down through the top of the foot, through the shin, and use that energy to guide those hips a little bit lower toward the earth. And then exhale, sink the hips back, half splits. Finding a nice little rhythm here. Inhale, breath to movement. Pull those hips forward. Exhale, send them back. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, send them back. Inhale, pull forward. Settle down, settle in. Like you're trying to cozy right inside that left inner thigh. Plant the right hand. Inhale, left arm up and toward the sky. Let that nice little twist happen through the belly as you reach those fingertips up tall towards the sky, pressing down through the heel of the hand, making your shape as integrated as you can while creating space within the body. Exhale. Left hand comes down, press through the hands, free up that left foot. Tuck those back toes, lift those hips up towards the sky. Even more space in the hips here. One breath. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Ripple that energy toward the top of the mat. Maybe finding a little bit more space, more fluidity in your movement. Pause in that high plank. Exhale, bend the knees, hips lift up towards the sky. Find that downward facing dog. One breath. Roll over the toes, drop the knees, come back into that tabletop position. Find a breath here. Inhale that right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, drive that knee forward to bring the foot outside the hand. Inhale, pull those hips down toward the mat as you lift the chest up towards the sky. Tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. Draw that right hip back in space. Subtle pull that left hip forward. Finding a nice runner's lunge here. On the exhale, straighten through that right leg. Chest falls down towards the earth, finding an extended pyramid pose. Inhale, pull yourself forward, bend back into that right knee. Plant the left hand, inhale that right arm towards the sky. Find the twist. Keep driving that left heel back in space. Pulling that right hip back. Tuck it back. And then from here, you're going to keep reaching those right fingertips toward the sky as you slowly start to spin your chest back down towards the ground. Reaching the right fingertips toward the top of the mat, kind of tucking that right rib cage in toward or inside that right thigh. And then on the exhale, you're going to drop that right forearm down toward the ground. Really nestling yourself in. Try to stay lifted in the back leg. Drop it if you need. Inhale, reach that right arm forward. And then spin the chest towards the right as the right arm reaches up towards the sky. We'll do 2 more rounds. Reach the right fingertips towards the top of the mat. Spin the chest and hips down. On the exhale, drop the forearm inside that right leg. Inhale, reach the right arm forward. Spin the chest as you reach the right fingertips toward the sky. 1 more round, reach those right fingertips toward the top of the mat, spin the chest down, and then drop that right forearm inside that right thigh. Go ahead and lift yourself back up. Plant that right hand, drop the back knee. Right leg meets the left. Switching sides. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, drive that knee to the left elbow. Plant the foot outside the hand. I want to say hand outside the foot. I don't know why. But we find ourselves in this low lunge here. And then we're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, pull those hips down, draw the hips down as we find or keep that opening within the chest. Exhale, send the hips back in space, come into that extended pyramid pose. Inhale, pull yourself forward, come back into that left knee. Plant the right hand, inhale that left arm up and toward the sky. Keep driving that right heel back in space. Tuck that left hip back. Keep reaching those left fingertips up nice and tall. From here, keep reaching through the left fingertips. As you start to spin the chest and heart down, you reach the left arm long out in front of you. And then you bend the elbow, drop that forearm inside that left leg. Feel the depth you're creating within that left hip. It's okay if you don't really go all that low. You can always drop the back knee if that feels more comfortable. Inhale, lift the left fingertips out in front, reach long. And then slowly start to spin the chest over towards the left as you reach the left fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, go ahead and spin the chest back down, reach those fingertips long. And then bend the elbow, drop the forearm inside that left leg. Inhale, reach those left fingertips out in front. Spin and open towards the left. One more round. Staying strong in those legs, lifted within that right arm. Reach the left fingertips forward. Reach and find a nice long line of energy. Tuck that left rib cage inside the left thigh. And then drop that forearm in. Come even deeper into this space. Settle for a breath. Again, you can drop that back knee if you need. Plant the left hand. Left leg meets the right. Tuck those back toes. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Round and ripple the spine, hips lift high. Slowly unravel that energy all the way toward the top of the mat. Pause in that high plank. Exhale, bend the knees, hips lift, downward facing dog. Two cleansing breaths here. Find your stillness, find your strength, find your length. Seal the lips, deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Seal the lips, deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Roll over the toes, drop the knees, cross the ankles underneath you. Roll over onto your seat. Shimmy those hips forward toward the center of the mat. Feet flat. Grab hold behind the thighs. Round and scoop through the spine. Slowly rounding down all the way onto your backs. Walk those heels a little bit closer in towards your bottom. We're just going to take a few rounds of a nice soft bridge pose. Doesn't have to be your most activated, just a way to open through the front of the hips. We kind of really snuggled in those last few rounds, so I just want to find a nice symmetrical opening here. So arms can be alongside your body, heels in towards your bottom. Scoop that tailbone underneath you as you slowly start to lift the hips up towards the sky, feeling that activation within the back line of the hips and the thighs, opening up through the front. Exhale, lower nice and slow, one segment at a time until the hips fall. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, scoop and lift. Feel the lower body engage as you open through the front of the body. Exhale, slowly lower. One segment at a time until the hips lower. On the inhale, go right back up this time. Scoop and lift. Exhale, lower. One more round, scoop and lift. Feel that engagement, really lift those hip points up and toward you. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, unravel the spine, drop the hips. Bring those knees in toward your chest. Go ahead and grab hold of the outer blades of the feet. Draw those thighs down alongside your body. Nice long spine. Feel free to rock side to side. Bend and straighten those knees. Maybe get a little bit deeper. Sometimes I just need to kind of wiggle out and find my shape, and then I'm ready to settle. But keeping those shoulders, the neck soft. I'm not trying to strain to hold on to this space. Just let gravity pull you down into the earth and help guide you into the space you're meant to be in. And then go ahead and bring the knees back into the chest. The soles of the feet come together. Then go ahead and drop your shape down toward the earth. Soles of the feet come together to touch. Knees fall out nice and wide. Feel a nice opening through the front and inner lining of the thighs. And to complete the full body opening, maybe grabbing hold of opposite elbows overhead. Maybe that feels nice. Maybe if you'd like to feel a little bit more introverted, even with the hips being open, if you'd like to keep the focus inward, maybe dropping one palm to the chest, one to the belly. As you close your eyes, fully coming back to the breath. As you spend a little bit more time here, continue to make each and every breath a little bit slower, a little bit deeper, allowing yourself to feel the sensation within your hips, feeling the sensation of gravity. Continue to open those hips and allowing them to fall heavier and heavier toward the earth. Just allowing it to feel nice and giving yourself a little moment of appreciation, of gratitude for showing up onto your mat today, getting that movement in, moving around that stale energy that maybe you woke up with, that maybe you acquired throughout your day, whatever it may be. Stay here with your breath for as long as you need. As always, thank you so much for practicing with me, and I look forward to seeing y'all next time. Have an awesome rest of your day.